The quiet streets of Rotherham were bathed in the soft, pre-dawn light of a summer morning in August 2015. For 81-year-old Mushin Ahmed, this was a familiar and sacred routine. Dressed in his traditional robes, he stepped out of his home to make the short walk to the local mosque for morning prayers, just as he had done for decades. He was a man of peace, a grandfather, and a pillar of his community, who believed in the goodness of his neighbors. But as he turned onto Doncaster Road, the silence of the morning was shattered by a darkness that had been brewing in the shadows of the town, a darkness fueled by hatred and intoxication that would soon claim a life and leave a permanent scar on the heart of South Yorkshire. Before we continue with this tragic story, please remember to comment, like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss future episodes of the Calendar of Crime. Mushin Ahmed was not just a victim. He was a man who embodied the spirit of the immigrant generation that helped build modern Britain. Arriving in the United Kingdom in February 1958, he settled in Rotherham and dedicated his life to his work and his family. For many years, he worked as a steelworker, contributing to the industry that defined the region. He was married to his wife, Peggy, for 50 years, a union that stood as a testament to love and mutual respect. To those who knew him, Mushin was a gentle soul, a man who always had a kind word and a smile, and someone who spent his retirement years focused on his faith and his grandchildren. On the night of August 9, 2015, while Mushin was resting in preparation for his early morning devotion, two men in their 30s were wandering the streets of Rotherham. Dale Jones and Damien had spent the evening consuming a volatile mix of alcohol and drugs, specifically cocaine. As the hours ticked by, their behavior became increasingly erratic and aggressive. Witnesses would later describe Dale Jones as being in a state of heightened agitation, his mind clouded by a toxic prejudice that was looking for a target. The tension in the air was palpable as they moved through the town, a ticking time bomb waiting for the wrong moment to explode. As Mushin Ahmed approached the junction of Doncaster Road and Fitzwilliam Road around 3:15 a.m., he crossed paths with Jones and Hunt. It was a meeting of two completely different worlds, one representing a lifetime of service and faith, the other representing a moment of senseless, drug-fueled rage. Jones, fueled by a deep-seated racial animosity, began to taunt the elderly man. He used derogatory terms and made baseless accusations, projecting his own inner turmoil onto a man who had done nothing but live a life of quiet dignity. The verbal abuse was just the beginning of a nightmare that would unfold in a matter of seconds. The attack that followed was characterized by a level of brutality that shocked even the most seasoned investigators. Dale Jones launched himself at Mushin, delivering a series of powerful punches and kicks that sent the 81-year-old to the ground. Damien joined in the assault, and together they subjected the defenseless grandfather to a rain of blows. The violence was not just physical. It was a symbolic act of hatred directed at everything Mushin represented. One of the most harrowing details revealed during the investigation was a footprint left on Mushin's face, a literal mark of the contempt his attackers held for him as he lay dying on the pavement. After the assault, Jones and Hunt fled the scene, leaving Mushin Ahmed broken and bleeding in the street. He was eventually discovered by a passerby and rushed to the hospital, where doctors fought valiantly to save his life. For 11 days, his family kept a vigil by his bedside, praying for a miracle that would never come. The injuries he had sustained were too severe for his elderly body to overcome. On August 21, 2015, Mushin Ahmed passed away, surrounded by the family he had loved so dearly, leaving behind a widow who described the loss as the end of her world. The police investigation moved quickly, utilizing CCTV footage and forensic evidence to track down the men responsible. The footprint on Mushin's face proved to be a crucial piece of evidence, matching the trainers worn by Dale Jones. As the details of the crime emerged, the community of Rotherham was plunged into a state of grief and anger. The trial at Sheffield Crown Court laid bare the horrific nature of the attack and the racial motivation behind it. The prosecution argued that Jones had a deep hatred of people of Mushin's background, a hatred that had been amplified by the substances he had consumed that night. In February 2016, the jury returned their verdicts. Dale Jones was found guilty of murder and sentenced to life imprisonment, with a minimum term of 32 years. Damien Hunt was found guilty of manslaughter and sentenced to 14 years in prison. The judge, while passing sentence, remarked on the courage and dignity shown by Mushin's family throughout the ordeal, contrasting it with the cowardly and pathetic actions of the defendants. The justice system had spoken, but for Peggy Ahmed and her family, no sentence could ever fill the void left by the man they called the heart of their home. The legacy of Mushin Ahmed is one of resilience and the enduring power of community. In the wake of his death, people of all faiths and backgrounds in Rotherham came together to condemn the violence and support the Ahmed family. Vigils were held, and a sense of unity emerged that defied the intentions of his killers. Mushin's story serves as a stark reminder of the devastating impact of hate crimes and the importance of standing together against prejudice. He is remembered not just for the way he died, but for the 81 years of kindness and service he gave to the world before that fateful August morning. Thanks for watching. Please comment, share, like, and subscribe for future episodes from the Calendar of Crime.